Hey everyone, this video is to assist you with your task for Monday, February 20th. So as you see on the board, you have two main goals, and your first goal for today is to conduct an experiment that'll get you to start thinking about temperature and response time of our thermometers. Our next unit is on heat and thermal energy, and we'll be measuring temperature quite often, so this is a great lab to help you get your feet wet. The second goal for today is to begin to extract information from your textbook about thermal energy, temperature, and heat. This comes from Chapter 6, Lesson 1 of your online textbook. We discussed note-taking on Friday, so consider that information and that star note-taking handout that you have as you begin to extract that information. So let's take a look at your lab for today. You'll be using the Graphical Analysis app, which you have on your Chromebook. And all of the lab quests have been plugged in. You have probes already plugged in, so everything should be functioning for you today. All you need to do is attach the USB to your Chromebook and open your Graphical Analysis app. When you do, this window should pop up, and since we're using sensors, you would click on Sensor Data Collection. And once you do that, a window will pop up with a temperature and time graph scaled to 180 seconds. So as we look at your procedure here, it's really quite straightforward. Just a couple things I want to point out to you. As you can see here, this first one, it says that you use two 250 milliliter beakers, but in your drawer you only have one. So for this experiment, you can use one 250 and then one 400, and that's fine. It won't affect your results at all. The cold water, you can let the tap run and get nice and cold, or we have some ice for you. Just remember, you're never, ever, ever going to eat anything in the lab, and this includes that ice out of that cooler. And lastly, the hot water, you can access, if you just let the water run at your sinks for quite some time, it should get plenty of warm for you to use for this experiment. Looking at your procedure, it's pretty straightforward as you go through steps 1, 2, and 3. I tried to be very specific with these instructions of what your graphs and everything should look like for you. The only thing, it's not critical, but it says here in step number 6, when exactly 20 seconds have gone by, move the temperature probe to the beaker containing the hot water. What they want you to do is to have at least 20 seconds in the cold water before you move it into the hot. Whether it's 20 seconds or 25 seconds, it doesn't really make a difference, but make sure that you're in the cold water for at least 20 seconds before you move it to the hot. And it says here, don't stir, don't move the temperature probe during the remainder of the collection period, and that is whatever remains of your 180 seconds. So when that has ended, it says here in step 7, a bunch of things for you to do to sort of analyze your data. So then you can add it right here to this data section. You don't need to print copies of your graph. I do recommend that you save your graphs, so you can either save them in a Google document or a Google drawing and send them to people in your group, or you can save them in Graphical Analysis, but you can't share them that way. So once you complete the data collection, you have a few questions to answer for your experiment. It should not take you the entire period to get this experiment complete. Your second task, for whatever time remains, by the way, you don't have to do the extensions. So your second task is related to the note-taking that we had talked about, and that note-taking comes right out of your textbook. And it comes from Chapter 6, Section 1, and you can use your table of contents to get there quite quickly. As you take notes, I want you to think about what we had spoken about on Friday, the START note-taking strategy. We're really doing this as an exercise for you to learn how to paraphrase and only write down the most important information, and remember to break the textbook into chunks. So hopefully by the time you're done, you'll have an excellent resource for you to refer back to. So all this comes right here. You notice that it starts with thermal energy, temperature, and heat. And just remember, you can resize the text if you want to and go to single or dual page, whatever is most comfortable for you. It does require sometimes a little bit of scrolling, but that's okay. I think it wants me to re-log in, so I'm just going to click off of this. And I think that's it. So I will see you in class tomorrow. I expect you to have some notes. You don't have any homework so long as you use your class time effectively. So I would expect you to have your lab and lab questions done. How many notes you have really depends on how quickly you work in class. So I'll let Ms. Galligan or whoever else may be in the room be the deciders on what you should complete for homework. So that's it. I hope things go well, and I will see you tomorrow.